Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here taking a look at The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. This video will be in 60 frames a second, because 30 FPS is kill. I usually record all my stuff in 60 FPS anyway and then just take half the frames out because it looks better than forcing the Vita capture software to go to 30 FPS, but yeah. That's just a little bit of an interesting tidbit for you. Anyway, Binding of Isaac Rebirth just came out yesterday. At least that's when I'm recording this video. I'm recording this video the day after Rebirth comes out. God damn it. It's free on PlayStation Plus, so if you haven't got this game already, you are... I can think of so many words that would fit well here, but I imagine a ton of them would cause me to lose subscribers. So, anyway, we're going to go and play my save file. So first thing we're going to do is going to go look at the options, because we got sound effects, we got music, we got the map opacity, we got pop-ups. Most impressive thing though is the controls. You can change the controls for pretty much anything in the game, so if you're pretty uncomfortable with what the setup is, which I don't really see why you should be, you can modify it here. The default control set actually works really damn well, and I don't have a problem with it. But it's nice to see that you can edit this to be however you like. So say you want to make your item X and your bomb square or something like that because you don't like the shoulder buttons, well, you can do that. It's not a problem. It's a really nice system. We've got a stats system here. Now, I don't want to actually go into like the secrets menu or go too deeply into the items here, but it's just, this game has a ton of stuff in it. Like, if we can see here, I've killed Mum 5 times and died 11 times, so that's 16 runs, and in 16 runs I haven't even seen half the items yet. That is pretty insane. This game has a ton of content behind it, and there's even a bunch of challenges which kind of make a bit more of emphasis on some of these unique item combinations. But we're just going to go do a new run straight away. So we got a bunch of different characters to choose from here, and I like a lot of them. And while Isaac is the base character, these guys all have their own unique twists on how the game is played that makes them all enjoyable to play, even though you'll eventually find your own set of people. You've also got Eden here, and Eden is a character that has like 2 or 3 random items picked for them as soon as they spawn. So it's like, if you wanted to do a run where it says, give me a couple of random things and I'll see if I can pull it off, well, there you go. You've also got normal and hard difficulty. I haven't noticed a big difference between the two of them, but I imagine there is a difference between them. But I'm just going to play as Isaac on normal mode, because that's the most basic thing, and basically I do not want to play as Azazel, because I want you to discover why Azazel, or however the hell you say that name, is so amazingly awesome. Because Azazel is my normal character, but we'll go with Isaac just to be different for once. So anyway, the way this game works is that it revolves around items. And these items change different things about your character, and they can do some of the oddest things. So, the item I just picked up there, the onion, gives my tears a toxic aura, which sounds like the oddest thing. We'll just have to wait and see what effect this has. So the idea is that if you've ever played The Legend of Zelda, you'll get the rough idea of what the dungeon layout is in this game. Basically, it's a bunch of square or rectangular rooms all hooked up together in a procedurally generated dungeon. You go into a new room, you find a bunch of enemies, you take out the enemies, and that lets you move on to the next room. Pretty simple concept if you ask me. It goes a little bit further than this. You have coins, bombs, and keys. Coins are used to buy stuff in the shop and also a couple of other things. My problem with this game is that I don't really want to talk too much about it, because if I talk too much about it, I spoil some of it. And half the fun of this game is discovering half of the insane shit that goes on with it all the bloody time. So I'll try and avoid conversation about the way the game works as much as possible. But, yeah, there are some things I'm going to have to spoil to really give an accurate impression about it. But the idea is that the dungeons themselves are randomly generated every time, and you have to go through the game multiple times in order to see everything. So as you saw by the stats screen, I have played the game 16 times and I've only seen half the items, and some of the items are only unlocked once you've done specific things. like just to use an example, every time you finish the game, you unlock something new. I'll put it that way. So we'll see if I can actually get to the end in this run. But you never know. It's never a surefire thing in this game. It's a combination of skill and luck, admittedly. The idea with this game is that you can either be criminally overpowered or criminally underpowered, because the combination of items you get might be absolutely insane. God damn it. The combination of items you get might be absolutely insane, and they might just be so underpowered that it's like the game isn't giving you a break. But thankfully, the procedural generation of this game is really enough to make you want to come back, because you might always have that line of thinking of like, maybe I'll just get a good run this time, or maybe I'll suck really, really badly this time, but you never know. So we have Curse of the Blind. I wonder what that does. Ooh, key. So now I can go into this room, get another item. What's this item? Oh, I can't even see what this is. Interesting. Let's see what it is. Doctor's Remote. Oh, baby. I love the Doctor's Remote. This is going to be great. So, Doctor's Remote. Oh, God. I even managed to hurt myself there. Aren't I a retard? But anyway. I love... And here's the thing. Items can create what's called synergies. Synergies are when items work together in really, really crazy and stupid ways. Like, just to use an example, I hate to spoil items, but this is probably the easiest way I know of to use it. To explain it, I should say. There's an item that gives you a laser. Literally just a screen-clearing laser. That fires clear across the room and gets interrupted by nothing. Then you can increment it with items that give you homing abilities. So this item will literally home in. Or you can use something called... what's the word I'm looking for? Tammy's Head, which shoots lasers. In its normal form, will shoot items. Well, it will shoot your tiers in an 8-way spread. However, if you have the... God damn it, I should just turn back and go looking for the item room, but... If you have laser tiers, it will literally do an 8-way laser that kills everything. And that is just a very, very minor example. When you have about 400 something different items that can all... Yeah, I've already got one item on this floor. What am I thinking? When you have 400 or so different items, 150 or so of which are new to Rebirth, when you have that many items that can combine together into something that's utterly insane, well, that's the main point of this game, to get a really big amount of combinations of items and use them to your advantage to try and win the day. You can win this game purely without getting any items. This game, I don't like to call it purely skill-based, but at the same time, it is really bloody impressive how much you can get away with if you're good enough at the game to do it. Ooh, pentagram. I gotta deal with the devil too, so... Deals with the devil. Well, actually, it didn't show up that much, but oh well. Deals with the devil usually let you trade things like hearts for items, and Super Troll Bomb! That almost took me out. That's kind of embarrassing, but we'll deal with it. I'll just grab that Spirit Heart there. So again, there are a bunch of things in this game that I don't really want to go explaining because, yeah. This game is just so unbelievably complex, and the more I explain of it, the less complex it gets. And the more enemies you see, the more... It's a game that I really don't like showing off on camera, because it can go down in such a way that makes me think, oh, I showed too much of the game, oh, I showed too little of the game, and I can't really do anything about it. This game does actually have a seed system, which is like it lets you put in a 8-character seed, and then it generates the run based on that. So you can give a seed to your friends, and then you can all just like race one seed. That's just like one example of how the seeds work. Greed heads. So I could have used one of those, but then again, it is kind of hard to tell if a seed will be good or not, because you can always play it differently and something different might happen. You never know. Ooh, wow, this is an interesting room. And there are always a bunch of different things you can get which really change the way you experience the game, especially the character Azazel, or however you say his goddamn name. He changes the game so much just from the way you spawn. And I absolutely adore playing him because he is a unbelievably good character for people who just want to wreck shit. But again, I don't want to say too much about it. So, I guess I might as well talk about one of the bigger elephants in the room, and that's performance. This game's performance isn't particularly great. While I feel that it definitely... what's the word I'm looking for exactly? Have I been to the item room on this floor yet? I haven't. I should go look for that before I fight the boss. While I feel that the game definitely remains playable even when the frame rate drops, and it drops a lot. I feel like they could definitely have done a better job optimizing this game, because sometimes it feels like even with just a couple of effects on screen, the frame rate drops to below 60. Like, you can see it here, I'm definitely moving a lot slower than I am in a single room. It is a bit disappointing, to say the least, that the game's performance isn't fantastic. I mean, they even removed some of the filters that are included in the PlayStation 4 version. Like, there's a filter included in the PS4 version, lol, bad gas, that's basically like, what's the word I'm looking for? That basically makes it so that everything else is a ton smoother. In terms of the graphical style, so it doesn't look as pixelated. On the Vita screen, you don't actually have this problem that much, but there's also a bunch of things they removed. So, like the... Actually, I kind of want that trinket. There's a bunch of stuff that they removed, though. Like, there's a special seed that creates a form of... What's the word I'm looking for? What the hell is that? Oh, it's just normal chest. I couldn't see properly. There's a bunch of... Yeah, like the arcade filter that makes it look like the whole thing's on a really old, like, 80s TV. They removed a bunch of those. They included a bunch of other things as well from the PS4 version, but it is missing a few of the effects, and it still runs pretty slow, which is pretty damn disappointing, if you ask me. You've also got trinkets, and you've got things like tarot cards and pills, which... Pills have random effects, tarot cards stay the same, roughly all the time. I love the stuff we can get sometimes. The butt penny, wealth of gas, lol. But yeah, I would really like to see this get... I'd really like to see the performance get better in a patch. And I have crashed once. It was on a specific seed that I put on my Twitter. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, this seed would crash pretty much every time I would go into the boss room on a specific level. Thankfully, the game tends to save your progress a lot, so if your game crashes, you might end up, like, having your progress saved just enough, because this game does actually let you quit out mid-run and then continue. But then again, just every time I loaded my game up, it would tend to crash anyway, so it was a little bit disappointing. I'm just trying to focus here. This game's actually a fair bit harder than I remember. 2 diamonds. What does that do? Doubled my coins. Okay. This game is about the discovery. It's all about the... finding all the different items and discovering what they all do and figuring out all the secrets for yourself. Some of the secrets are absolutely insane, though, and I wouldn't blame you for wanting to use, like, a wiki or something, because there's a bunch of secrets in this game which are like, how the hell could I find out about this by myself? Some crazy bastards did, because the Binding of Isaac wiki has been fully filled out by stuff, but, you know, it can just be completely insane sometimes, and fuck you, Becca. I even got a penny and a got a penny and a bomb back. That's quite nice. For those of you who are... Well, let me put it this way. The performance issues do not detract from me saying that you should get this game, though. Because, seriously... Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get... skulled here if I'm not careful. Oh, I walked into the spikes. Let's go do another run, but I'm gonna do it as a different character this time. I'm gonna play as Kane, because why not? As I was saying though, just because the game's performance is a little crap sometimes, doesn't mean that should detract you from getting this game, even if you don't have PlayStation Plus. The gameplay is extremely satisfying in that you start out weak, but you eventually get really strong. At least some of the time. Sometimes you just get really, really badly screwed, and you end up falling flat on your ass repeatedly. But then again, it is possible to beat the game just with the default set of stuff. So, you know, get good scrub. I could try and use a bomb. No, I don't even have a bomb, so I can't even... Never mind. But again, this game is all about the discovery. It's all about finding out about all the different items for yourself, finding about all the different secrets and combinations and stuff like that. The game definitely has a huge level of challenge. We are talking massive level of challenge here. This game is a very, very difficult game to learn how to play effectively, and it is definitely not one for the casual. Well, casuals might like it, but again, it gets really, really hard, really, really fast. So, if you're not up for a challenge, this is definitely the game that you do not want to play. Caught myself out there. But if you want a challenge, this is definitely a great game to go with. For those of you who are Binding of Isaac veterans, you should definitely pick this up as well. Having an engine that actually works and doesn't slow right the hell down all the time is great. And the 150 new items and 10 new bosses and a bunch of new room layouts? What the hell is a raim? Curse of the Lost. Great. Or a maze. But just having a version of this game that actually works properly on the go is fucking fantastic. I used to like playing Binding of Isaac, but all my computers would run it like crap because it was a Flash game, and now that I can actually play it on Vita, and the performance issues aren't really that big of a deal, it's kind of great. They rebalanced everything so that it's a bit harder and also a bit easier, and a lot more fair. I am enjoying this game a goddamn ton, if that says anything. It's never that satisfying to be stuck with the basic tiers, but the idea is that you move beyond the basic tiers. Is this the poop? It's the poop. And with all the content there is to find, like, I haven't even unlocked, like, the final tier of levels yet. There is a bunch of different levels, even after the ones that I've got unlocked. Like, let me put it this way. There are about 6 different level sets in this game that you have to go through in order to actually get a full-on complete. And at the start of the game, you only have half of them unlocked. So... oh, crap. So, there is a ton of stuff to unlock in this game. You have to beat the game over 10 times just to unlock everything. That's kind of insane to me. Actually, no, I take that back. You have to beat the game over 20 times to unlock everything, because you need to beat the game with every character at least twice. Which is kind of insane. And you get a new item every time you do it as well, which is the most fantastic thing. You're constantly being rewarded for doing new stuff in this game. And I love that sort of approach. You're constantly getting new stuff. And it's always really satisfying to get to the end when you've got just the right combination of items to make it possible. I would run... Actually, you know what? I will run that slot machine, because I do have increased luck. And just the more I talk about it, the more I spoil it. So I want to just... I'll finish off the video with this run of Isaac. There's probably a tinted rock around here somewhere that I need to blow up that I've missed. I don't want to spoil any more of the game than I already have. But seriously, if an outright recommendation from me isn't enough to go pick up this game based on this video, well... You know, you're not going to want this game anyway. You're not going to enjoy it, but yeah. I wholeheartedly recommend The Binding of Isaac to anyone who's willing to try it. And the funny thing is, they gave this game away on PlayStation Plus. This is the most insane offering that I've ever imagined on PlayStation Plus. You can literally play this game for 300 hours. Some people have played this game for 300 hours. This game has so much content, and it feels so satisfying to finish, and it's actually fairly balanced, and you will get a sort of overpowered run from time to time where you can just run through and wreck everything and discover a lot of how the game works in the process. That it's just so unbelievably satisfying to just play this game and finish it. And then finish it again, and finish it again, and finish it again, to unlock all the different kinds of stuff that there is. It is an utterly fantastic example of how to do roguelike gameplay. I stand by the idea that this game is the game that popularized roguelikes in the mainstream game. In the mainstream game, like, community, because admittedly, there are a bunch of other games that do it, and roguelike games have been around for a long, long time. But I'll be damned if The Binding of Isaac really didn't do an amazing job. It's the right combination of action gameplay with the elements of... That was lucky. With the elements of just constantly unlocking stuff and finding new stuff to play around with, and skill so that, you know, you die, it's your fault. That I really just recommend it to everyone who thinks that the roguelike gameplay idea is a bit too much for them. If you don't like the way Binding of Isaac does it, you won't like any sort of roguelike gameplay. Just seriously, if you've been watching this video for this long, why have you not gone and bought this game yet? Do you really enjoy listening to my voice that much? Ow. I hate these bloody spiders. They insist on getting close to you, and god damn it. They insist on getting close to you, and then... Thankfully the scapegoat actually keeps them far away. Oh, blew open a secret room. How convenient. Pill. Yes! I like that. I like that a lot. Just, please, if you have PlayStation Plus, go get this game. It's 300 meg. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, go get this game. It's $15. It is one of the best games. This game is meant for Vita. This game is meant for being able to just pull it out and do a run on your lunch break or something. This is like one of my favorite games of all bloody time, and I haven't even played it that much. It's just, it's literally that good. I've put like 50 hours into the PC version, and that's not even close to having the game completed. I swear someone said you'd be able to see the amount of time you played on your Vita somewhere, but oh well. Seriously though, this game is utterly fantastic, and I would suggest clearing a whole weekend, or even a week, or a month, just to play through this, because seriously, this game is so packed full of stuff that you won't be finished playing it for a long, long time. And for 15 bucks, or free, with PlayStation Plus, who the hell can complain? Who the hell can complain about that? Seriously. Boggles the mind that anyone would be able to complain about that. this game literally suits anybody who wants to play it, now that I think about it. You want to pick it up once a week and just do 1 or 2 runs, you will have literally a huge game just waiting for you every single week. You want to take this game apart bit by bit and figure out every little secret that it has, you can do that. You want to try and be the ultimate player by taking no damage throughout an entire run. They give you trophies for not getting damage in an entire section of the game, for every single section of the game. I swear, this game is just so goddamn good. I really hope that Nicholas is making an absolute arse ton of money from this game, because they really do deserve making an arse ton of money. I should probably just stop the commentary and let you listen to the music, because they redid all the music and all the sound effects, and this just, and it sounds great. It sounds fantastic. So I'm going to stop the commentary now, and I'm going to play through until I die, which, you know, knowing me and my terribleness of games, won't be too far away. I'm going to turn the volume up a bit as well, and you can sit back and enjoy that 60 FPS goodness. So, this has been Blue Maxima. Give me a minute to stop the recording. I'll see you all next time.